A 2020 survey by PGIM India Mutual Fund revealed that half of urban Indians have no retirement plan. Retirement comes way down on the list of financial priority. Delayed or no retirement planning is obviously a grave mistake. Financial planners say that you must start saving for your retirement the day you start earning itself. Whereas youngsters tend to put it off, thinking old age is way too far into the future, others are guided by the fact that their incomes will be higher in the future and it therefore makes sense to start saving then. In this video, we shed light on mistakes and misconceptions revolving around retirement planning, indulging in which can seriously jeopardize your goals and your old age. According to Pravleen Bajpai, founder, Fintrix, a financial research and wealth management firm, here are some of the most common mistakes that investors, savers make while planning for their retirement.
Most people actually start saving very late in their lives. So I think starting late is a big problem. A lot of people keep waiting for the right opportunity, let's say a raise in their salaries, or when they are able to make a better off the amount that they're getting. A lot of people actually underestimate the kind of expenses or the future costs that will be there, and overestimate probably their own earning potential. So I think that's another mistake, because many people don't actually factor in how inflation would come into play and how probably their responsibilities would increase as they age. And so somewhere I think it's a mismatch of overestimating your earning potential and underestimating how costs and expenses would play. And when people start saving also, they often don't keep a corpus which is for your near-term goals or for, let's say, emergencies. And somebody who has been disciplined and is investing for retirement also will have to dip into that resource to cater to an emergency or cater to a time where there is a requirement of funds. And one more is that medical expenses, because a lot of people in their early age don't go in for a health cover, and in a go, if certain need arises, a lot of their money actually is then diverted to meet that requirement.
To help you understand how delayed planning can harm your corpus, here are some numbers. To generate rupees 1 crore at the age of 60, you need to invest only rupees 4,424 per month if you start at age 30. The same will go up to rupees 13,139 if you delay it till 40, and the requirement will balloon to rupees 48,817 if you delay it further to 50 years. A big peril associated with retirement planning is inflation. Not accounting for inflation can hamper your old age.
When you don't factor in inflation, your money will never be adequate. So I'll give an example here. Let's say an individual has an expense of about 50,000 a month as on date, and is investing for his or her retirement. Considering a 6% inflation, that expense will actually swell up to about 3 lakh a month in the next 30 years. So that individual has to cater to an investment on a monthly basis to manage a corpus where he or she is able to build a big sum from where they would withdraw the money during their retirement years and manage their expenses. And this corpus would be about 10 crores or so. Because let's say from that 60 years till about 85, if we consider that 25 years, the person will be living off that corpus only, which will be taxable.
Now, if there was no inflation in the world, you would expect a long, happy stretch of golden years. Unfortunately, we don't live in an ideal world. Prices do rise and can eat into your corpus heavily. Now, some recommend 100% equity exposure when investing for retirement. Beware, this is not a good idea.
One common thing that kind of sometimes happens is that maybe you have started a plan at about 35-40, and even near to your retirement, you still are invested in equities rather than moving your money to debt, right? So sometimes it may work out very well. If the markets start shooting up, then you may get good returns. But what if a year like a pandemic and 2020 happens again, when they're close to their sunset years? They should move most of their portfolio to debt, where basically you may be getting slightly lower returns, but at least those returns are not very, very volatile.
So it has to be, I think, a wonderful mix of all the options that we have, equities as well as fixed income provided by the government. One asset is really not a good idea.
Refrain from keeping all in debt or all in equity. Here's an example to help you understand better. Compared to the current debt return of around 7%, adding equity into your retirement corpus and increasing the blended returns to 10% can make a big difference to your final corpus. As seen in the chart, an investment of Rs 5,000 per month for 30 years grows to Rs 61 lakh at 7% returns and to Rs 1.13 crore at 10% returns, a difference of Rs 52 lakh. Family dynamics have also changed over the years. And just like overdependence on any single asset class is dangerous, so is overdependence on your kids for financial support during old age. Here's what one must do to be financially self-sufficient and independent in old age.
1,000 a month invested for the next 30 years. And if it's giving you a 11% return, can give you a corpus which is about 27 lakhs. So here the time factor I feel is very crucial. So you start investing early so that you can actually reap the benefit of compounding. That's a very important thing. Second thing is that you have to make sacrifices. So you have to cater some amount of your salary towards saving and investing, and then spend the rest of it. At least 20% should be saved and invested. The third is that you get a health insurance and cover yourself in terms of health, and once you have dependents, you also cover yourself in terms of having a good term plan and an emergency corpus, so that along the way you don't disturb your allocations which are kept for building up your retirement corpus. And I think if you have a disciplined approach, even a small amount done on a regular basis can work wonders, so that we are not dependent on our kids when we age.
Now, speaking of kids and youngsters, many of them tend to overlook medical insurance and fail to realize its importance. There's some advice for them.
So if your parents are dependent on you financially, you get a life cover before you get married. Let's say if your parents are not dependent, then you definitely get a life cover once a person is married. So that because your responsibilities would increase. Health cover, the premiums that you would pay, you are at your age probably would be under 10,000 annually, which can be paid, which is let's say about 500-700 a month. Once this is done, then you won't have to dig into your savings to meet these expenses.
Let the COVID crisis be a not so gentle reminder that health needs to be a priority, that medical costs have ballooned, and that you must not solely rely on your employer's group cover. That's it from us in this video. Get your nest egg building if you haven't started already, and stay tuned with us for more on retirement and financial planning.